to Start Microsoft Word. You click on the Start button, so go ahead and do that. Click Start. Go up to Programs. Look in your list, your pop-up menu that just popped up, and find Microsoft Office. Go over there and highlight it, and then you have another list that popped up, and find Microsoft Office Word 2007 in it, and click on it. You should have a screen like this. Now, some of yours will come in smaller or larger. If you will zoom into 100% down here on the slider bar. If you got some subscreens, go ahead and click OK or continue till you get to this white screen here. We've seen this before when you've done some other work in Word. Also, every time you filled in your worksheets, it opened them up into Word. Just a real quick overview here. This is the title bar. You've got your three little buttons, your minimize, your maximize, restore, and your exit here. You have your office button right here. What I want you to look at right now is this little area right here on your title bar.
You don't got any stuff.
I know you don't have as much stuff. I'm going to show you how to get it here. This is called the Quick Access Toolbar. And if you will click, what's this little drop down arrow mean right here? That there's more to show. So if you will click on it, if these items have a check mark by them, go ahead and click on this little area right here. You should get a drop down list. If they have a check mark by them, that means they are turned on or enabled. I want you to go ahead and turn on, you should have New, Open, Save, Quick Print, Print Preview, Spelling and Grammar, Undo, and Redo. So go ahead. Now the thing is, once you choose one of these, it closes it down. So you're going to have to keep going back and opening them up. Open it up. I'm going to leave the list there for you for a minute. New, Open, Save, Quick Print, Print Preview, Spelling and Grammar, Undo, and Redo. You have all those selected. All those little shortcut icons should appear up here in the Quick Access Toolbar. Unless you change machines, this will remain in your profile or in your settings. So now if you should go and log on to another machine here at school, that machine will not have all the items that you just added. But that is one way to get all those up there in the Quick Access Toolbar. So go ahead and close it down once you have all of them added. You know right here, this entire area is called the ribbon. The ribbon has tabs on it. And if you just drag across them, the tabs will highlight. It's like index cards. Depending on what tab you are on, you have groups. Notice on the Home tab, you have the clipboard group, you have the font group, paragraph, styles, and I have editing. You probably have, do you have one more than mine? My screen is blown up bigger than yours, so you can see it on the screen, so I may be missing some. If I click here under editing group, I get a drop down list of what you have showing. You need to know how to navigate the ribbon. Usually it will tell you to click on the insert tab and go to, say, the text group. So I would click on the insert tab and go over here in the text group to find what it's looking for. Just a real quick thing, I do not advise this. I don't use it minimized. But suppose your ribbon should start looking like this. All you have are the tabs. That means you have minimized down the ribbon. So if you just right click out here on this little bar and uncheck minimize ribbon, then you will get all your little groups back. Some people do that because they don't like their screen to be cluttered with the ribbon. But I do not advise you to do that simply because you don't know where all these groups are. All right. Let's go down to the bottom of the screen real quickly. Look down here at the very bottom. This is called the status bar. It tells you what page you are on and how many pages you have. Right now I'm on page 1 of 1. This is how you can tell whether it's a 2-page document or not. Look down here at the bottom. If this last number is a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5, that means it's more than 1 page. It will tell you how many pages. Look at the words. Right now I have 0 words. This would be real useful to you if your English teacher or somebody tells you to write a 250-word essay. This will count the words for you and you don't have to hand count them. So once you start typing, notice when I press the enter key, that was 1 word right there. I'm sorry, a space bar. I have 3 words now. So that is a real useful piece of information for you as far as doing doing essays and things. Over here on the right hand side, we'll talk about these little icons in a minute, but look at the zoom bar. This is called the zoom slider bar. You can zoom in and out on your page. It will not print this big. It only zooms in and out on the screen. We used this some time ago when we did our algorithm. Remember I told you to reduce it down so you could see the full page. Obviously when it's real small you can't read it. For the most part, I stay at 100%. Notice up here I have rulers. I have a horizontal ruler and a vertical ruler. I want you to turn your rulers on. So listen to me. I want you to go to the View tab. So find your View tab on the ribbon. Go to the Show Hide Group right here. And you have an item with rulers. So go ahead and put a check mark by the ruler. And it will turn your ruler on. It's under the View tab, the Show Hide Group ruler. Let's stay here for a minute. And let's look at the document view section right over here. This is different ways that you can view your document on screen. The default, which means that's what it's programmed to come up in, is in print layout. So you'll notice print layout is selected. Suppose I choose full screen reading. Notice I lose all my ribbon when I do full screen, and I get very little information up here. This is just to look at it. I would not advise you to work that way because you do lose your ribbon. When you're in full screen view, to get out of it, notice you have a close button over here. One thing you need to get used to doing is let your mouse rest on these buttons or icons, and a little screen tip will come up telling you what that button or icon will do. This says close full screen reading view. That's what I want to do. And so then I went back to my print layout. Web layout view will show you what it will look like if you go save this document as a web page. And yes, you can create very simple web pages in Word and save them and put them out there on the internet. And of course we have outline and draft. Look at these buttons right here, and then come down here in the bottom part of your window by the slider. You see those same icons again. If you drag your mouse across them. You will learn that in Word and in most documents there's always more than one way to accomplish a task. And I don't care which way you do it, just so it gets done. Notice when I put this blinking bar that is right here in, let me blow this up a minute. Somebody tell me, do you know what this blinking bar is? What's it called? Your cursor. It's your cursor. That is where if you type something or insert a picture, that's where it will go. Notice my mouse changes shapes. When it's in the workspace and in the area where text can be entered, it changes to an I-beam. Notice it right, I'm moving it, so see the letter I? That means you're in the area where you can enter text. Notice when I move up to the ribbon, it changes to the pointer tool. All right, who knows what word wrap is? Anybody have a clue? Idea? Word wrap is what the program will do when it reaches the end of the margin. Now, when we get ready to type today, some of you are going to want to press enter, the enter key, at the end of each line. You do not do that. You only press the enter key when you're ready to start a new paragraph. And I have my paragraph symbols turned on. I'll show you how to do that in a minute, so you can see when I press enter. Now obviously, if I am typing an address and I want to press, that's all I want on that line, then yes, I would press the enter key. But if I want to type notice how it word wrapped? I did not press the enter key. You've got to remember to do that. Now you're going to want to make it match up with what's in the book. Do not do that. If it's a big long paragraph, just type until you get to the very end of that paragraph and then press the enter key. That is what we call word wrap. Suppose I want to go up here and insert some words. You must move your cursor up there. Put your I-beam up there and click, and then you can insert words. Now sometimes this will get into what we call overtype mode, and let me show you the difference. The default is insert mode, but let me show you what I mean by overtype, if I can get it to do it. Now I'm in overtype mode, and if I type something, whoop, I'm not in overtype mode. Well, I'm on my laptop, so that changes a little bit. You get into overtype mode by pressing the insert key. It toggles back and forth. Let me see if I can get there. I can't get there. But if you will type something, then press the insert key and put your cursor in the middle of it, you notice it overtypes. It will type over what's there. You really want to stay in insert mode. So if you will get out of insert mode, if you will press the insert key again on your keyboard. Go ahead and try it. Type something. Someone just type some junk. I don't care. Just type something. Put your cursor about in the middle of it. Press the insert key. And then type something again and watch it. Won't it type over what's there? And the reason why I'm showing you this is because you will get into this mode by pressing the insert key by mistake, thinking it's the delete key, because it's real close on your keyboard.
No, it ain't working.
Yours didn't work?
No. Insert.
All right, well, I'll...
Hold it down.
No.
Where's the insert key?
It says, maybe they fixed it in this. I can't imagine. Well, just if you go back to correct something and it starts erasing what's there instead of moving it down, you're in overtype. So to get out of overtype, it is the toggle key of insert. You know how to navigate by using the up and down arrows, but did you know that Control Home will take you to the very beginning of the document? Hold down the Control key and press the End, E-N-D key. It will take you to the very bottom of the document. So if you need to get to the end of it, and we're pretending like you may have a 50-page document and you want to go to the very first page, instead of having to scroll up those 50 pages, just press Control Home and it will take you to the very front of the document. Those are called navigation keys. How are two ways to correct mistakes? Which keys do you use to correct mistakes? There's two of them. Delete's one. What's the other one? Backspace. Now, the only difference is you've got to know where to put your cursor depending on which one you use. If I put my cursor, now listen to me, if I put my cursor right here and I want to erase that line, am I going to use the backspace key or the delete key?
Backspace.
Backspace. Backspace does just what it says. It backs over. So it will delete everything to the left of the cursor. Notice it's going to delete everything to the left of it. Now if I want to delete the line now, which key do I use? Look where my cursor is. It's the delete key. The delete key will erase everything to the right of the cursor. It doesn't matter which one you use, you just have to know which direction you're headed before you put the cursor down there. The undo button, this is your best little friend right here. The undo arrow right up here on the quick access toolbar. If I click it, it will put back all, it keeps in its memory certain things. Look at, there's a list of everything I have done. And it can undo them one at a time, or you can do a list of them, or you can go down here and undo just one of them. But that is your best friend. This is the redo button. In other words, it will undo, it will redo the undo. I deleted some stuff just now. Let me redo there. If I redo it, it will bring that stuff back. I undid something, but I go, oh no, I changed my mind. You can do the redo again. When you save a document, most of you are fairly familiar with this. You use the office circle right up here. It's called the office button. You do save as. What's the difference between save and save as?
Save as,
Save the name,
write the
save
name,
as.
what save the name.
You use save as if you want to change the name of your document and or change the location of where you're saving it to. Save, if you're not changing, you've already got it named, you don't want to do anything but do a quick save, you can click save right here. This is the first time we saved this one, so it's going to throw you into the save as box. You go down here on the left hand side and you choose my documents. Then to create a folder, go over here on the right hand side on the little icon that says create new folder, and I would create a folder for all your Word documents. And go ahead and do that. Go to save, go to the office button, do save as. Go ahead and create a folder out there for Word. We're not going to dump this document in there. Remember, the little folder icon is right over here. And type Word and click OK. Now, oh, mine already exists, so I will cancel mine. And click. Then you can click OK. You don't necessarily have to save this. You can click cancel. I think your folder will still be there. Suppose I tell you to create a blank document, or what the instructions will say will create a new document. There are two ways you can create a new document. You can go here, really there are three. You can go here to the office button and click on it. You can choose new. Where else do you see this little icon right here? Yes, Lori. I know, but what is that called?
Toolbar?
It is a toolbar, but it's got a specific name. Starts with a Q. What did we do it?
Quick access.
Quick access toolbar. So you could have done it here or here. I don't care. If you do it here, you're going to be popped up with this screen of different things. Choose blank document and click create, and there you have a blank new document. This is kind of a quick access. It will not walk you through that. It will only give you a blank new document. Sometimes when you create a blank new document, you want a certain type of blank document. Suppose I want to do a print preview. Print preview is how it will look when it's printed. There are two ways to get to print preview. You may go to the office button, go down to print, look over here on the right hand side. I have an option that says print preview. Where else do you see this little icon?
Up there on the top.
Up there on what's that called?
Quick access.
The quick access toolbar. They both serve the same purpose. I know you can't read it. You can zoom in on it. Right here we can do the zoom. You can't do but various things in it. If I want to do a 200%, there it is, blown up 200%. You do have a close print preview button, so I'm going to close print preview to get out of it. Now, to print, let me caution you about something. I would not advise you to print using the quick access toolbar because you cannot dialogue with the printer. You can't tell it to print front and back this way. So if you've got to print, if you will go the long way, just like you have always been, do print and check your printer and your properties. All right, two more things before we get going on our work for the day. Page orientation. Who knows what that is?
The way the page is set up.
The way the page is set up. Malik?
I don't know.
All right, notice this print is going this way.
Up.
Have you seen it go this way?
I'm
All right.
gonna go that way.
Lori, there are two page orientations. This is called portrait.
No.
This is called landscape.
Different.
All right? And where you find that, look on your page layout tab.
Orientation.
That's right. You will find it under orientation, and you have two choices, portrait or landscape. Right now my document is portrait, so let me change it to landscape, and let's go to print preview real quick and see how it is changed. It's going wideways, as I call it. That is where you will see a lot of flyers, a lot of advertisements done landscape view, and that is where you change it. I'll change it back to portrait, and you can see the difference. Let me close this. All right. Please pay very close attention to this, because this is how you're going to label every document that you print out of Word. You will do what we call put a footer on the document. There are two ways you can identify papers. You can put what is called a header, which goes at the top of every page, or you can put a footer, which goes at the bottom of every page. And you only have to do it one time. So, watch here a minute, just watch here, and then I'll show you how to do it. Right now, it's all under the Insert tab, and I want you to do a footer. So you will go under Insert, go over to the Header and Footer group, and choose Footer. Now, this is where I think it gets a little confusing. There are what we call pre-built footers in this version of Microsoft Word. They're called galleries. But we're not going to use any of the pre-built ones. I want you to go down and find the one that says blank. It may be at the top, or it may be in alphabetical order. But go and click on the blank one. Just go and click on the blank one. You should have something that looks like this. Under Insert, again, that was under Insert, Footer. And find the blank one. Now, I'm going to get rid of this little box. So just click on it and press the delete key.
Why did you call that a paragraph?
Because, let me turn the paragraph sign off. I know that's confusing y'all, okay? Now, I like you to put your stuff over on the the right-hand side of the document. That is called right align. So now go to your home tab. If you're not there, go to your home tab and look in the paragraph group right here. And you see some little symbols. It's called align text. I want you to find the one that says align text right and click on it. Go ahead and click on it. Notice your cursor is now over there at the right hand side. Type your name. This is your first and last name. And folks, let me tell you now, I will count off for you not capitalizing your first and last name. Some of you are extremely lazy about that. I have not counted off thus far, but I will count off. I'll get you in a minute. So you are a proper noun, so I want that capitalized. Press enter. Notice you're still at the right margin. And here you will type the lesson name, which I think is I think they go by project 1-2 is your first one. Project. The project number, and you will see that in a minute. And then press enter, and there you will type the file name. That is the name that it tells you to save the file as. I don't know what it will be. It will change. Right now you can just type file name. If you need to know what goes on this every time, write this down somewhere. Really, this will be project number. The project number will change each time also. It's going to be your name on the first line, project number on the second line, and the file name on the third line. And your name needs to be capitalized, first and last name. I've got so many Caitlin's and Kat's and Alex and so I need first and last name. I'll walk you through this again in just a minute, okay? If you will close down this document but still leave Word open, click the X up here in the right corner, right-hand corner. No, you don't need to save it. Exited Word, didn't it? Did it exit it all the way? Sorry. Well, then open Word again. Start Programs, Microsoft Office. You'll just get extra help. On page 20, the instruction for Project 1-2. We've already started Word. It says to start Word, open the lecture docx data file. Let me show you where your data files are. It's that thing you wrote down on your yellow sheet of paper. The way you will open it is you will go here, either the Office button, icon, or the Open button. I do not care which. So click on the Open button. Everybody should be at Open. Should have a open dialog box that looks like this. Go to the Office button and choose Open. You are going to navigate out to My Computer. So right here in the left-hand side, choose My Computer. Look at your list you have to choose from. What was the second item in that list I told you to write down? Which one? Look at your yellow sheet of paper that you wrote down, folks. THS on TPS 1 Drive I. So click on this one right here. These are where this is called the shared drive. So double click on it. Double click on the THS 1 Drive I. Double click. Now you've got a listing. Go down and find the shared folder and double click. In this list, go down and find Williams and double click. Yes, I have a lot of stuff out there, but if you'll get on the folder to double click, we are in Word, so guess what? Go and find the Word folder and double click. And which lesson are we on?
One.
We are in Word Lesson 1. Double click.
Lecture.
What file did it tell you to open? Lecture.
Oh, I like
Double click.
it.
Let me repeat. Listen to me. It's shared Williams. So find Word.
Let's go there.
Not the shared drive, it's that one. Now it's shared. Now it's Williams. Now it's Word. Word Lesson 1. And now lecture. All right. The second instruction says to save the document. So we're going to go up here to save. Now, folks, let me tell you something. We're going to choose save. Really, it's got to be save as. You have to change it to My Documents. It does not let you save back on the iDrive. So if you try to save it and you get an error message, make sure you are choosing My Documents out over here. So choose My Documents.
Then type it.
You have a Word folder. Do you see your Word folder out there that we created? Double click on the Word folder out there in your documents.
I don't have it on my document.
Well, create one then.
How do I do that again?
Over here, this little folder,
Oh, okay. I got you.
create a Word document.
The word?
Just type it Word and then double click on the Word folder. Down here in the file name, it tells you in instruction number 2 to name it Cosmic Lecture, followed by your initials. So you're going to type a new file name down here. Cosmic Lecture.
Oh, I did it.
And click Save.
All right.
Go ahead and click Save when you get it done. Let's go and review very quickly how to get your name on the bottom of it.
So,
Who remembers how to get your name at the bottom of it?
insert.
Greg? Which, wait. Which tab? Which tab up here on the ribbon? Nope. Insert.
Good.
Go to Insert. Go to Footer. Everybody needs to do this. Go to Insert. Go to Footer. Choose Blank. Delete that placeholder down there. Then go to Home.
I'm finished.
Go to Home. Go to the right align icon right here. Type your first and last name. The second line, what is the project number?
Project 1.
So you're going to type project 1-2.
And you put contemplation.
And the third line, the file name was what?
Contemplation.
Cosmic Lecture.
Wait, where is that?
Insert.
What, footer?
Now to get out of the footer section, if you will just double click back up here in the document, the body of the document, you're back into your document. And now I want you to continue doing instructions 3 through 11.
On instruction number 10, now,